How many times have we heard the government say that the CBI is an independent body, and how many times have we seen the opposition rubbish these claims? Now, in the latest embarrassment for the government, details are emerging of how the Law Minister and PMO officials, Prime Minister's office officials, vetted and allegedly toned down a report of the CBI on the coal scam before the report was due to be submitted to the Supreme Court. The opposition is predictably up in arms, and the government's response is predictably muted.
The minister in charge of the CBI, V. Narayansamy, was huddled in a meeting with the Law Minister Ashwini Kumar after revelations that the Law Ministry had influenced the CBI status report to the Supreme Court on the coal scam. Neither minister commented on these allegations revealed in an Indian Express news report, which says the CBI was asked to make changes to their coal report. Law Minister Ashwini Kumar asked the agency to tone down the report. The CBI had told the court that the coal ministry had failed to verify the bids properly before allocating coal mines, and as the Supreme Court wanted an assurance from the CBI that they were not sharing sensitive details of the case with the government, the agency was bound to report the Law Ministry's interference. When contacted, the CBI did not deny these reports, simply saying, "The CBI is yet to file an affidavit before the Honourable Supreme Court. We will strictly comply with the court orders." But while the agency has maintained a telling silence, the political repercussions have been strong, especially since the coal ministry was directly under Prime Minister Manmohan Singh at the time.
CBI cannot go to the root of the matter. CBI cannot find out the truth. And even if some honest officer in the CBI tries to find out the truth, the UPA is a rogue government which will not allow it to operate independently.
This is a classic case how the ruling party interference in the work of CBI, misuses CBI, abuses CBI to promote their own interest or to save their own skins.
This episode comes close on the heels of many other instances of alleged government interference, from ministers stopping raids on the DMK's MK Stalin to a court hauling up the CBI for ignoring witnesses against Congress leader Jagdish Titler in the 1984 anti-Sikh riots case. But the government refused to accept any wrongdoing.
It is absolutely baseless. CBI is not being put any pressure. CBI is working absolutely independently. They are going to file their affidavit before the Supreme Court. Things will be clarified.
Civil society activists like Kiran Bedi point out the answer lies in the Lokpal Bill, which aims to have a more transparent system for the appointment of the CBI director. But will the government show the willingness to let go of their control? They say they are committed, but are yet to prove it by getting the Lokpal Bill passed in Parliament. In New Delhi, with Sunitra Chaudhary, Neha Khanna for NDTV.
So is this the Central Bureau of Investigation or the Congress Bureau of Investigation? That's what the opposition wants to know. Joining us, Meenakshi Lekhi, spokesperson of the BJP, Sanjay Jha, member of the Congress Party, and Prashant Bhushan, National Executive Member of the Aam Aadmi Party. Thank you all very much for joining us. Sanjay, what else does the opposition need to say or need to prove, to indicate that in fact the CBI is entirely controlled by the government?
No, I think it's a very absurd and a preposterous charge because, I read the report in the Indian Express. It talks about sources. Now, I don't know how to respond to sources because there's no limits or no end to what kind of speculation sources are capable of. As you already heard, a responsible member of the Congress Party who said the CBI is filing an affidavit.
But Sanjay, investigative journalism is based on sources.
Yeah.
Investigative journalism is based on sources. We've gone to the CBI today and we've asked them.
Fair enough.
The CBI has not even denied these charges.
No. Well, let me tell you, the CBI is going to file an affidavit. That's a requirement that the Supreme Court has asked for. In fact, the Supreme Court is very clear that the political executive will have no infringement or any kind of engagement or involvement in the entire process before the report is tabled. So I think at this point of time, I would not like to prejudge the case. Number two, I'm very surprised that this is the same Bharatiya Janata Party. I read Arun Jaitley's statement about, it's a rogue government and so on and so forth. I think it's extremely unfortunate that a responsible responsible member of the Bharatiya Janata Party is using such pedestrian language. But the truth is, this is same BJP which is now trusting the CBI, but otherwise chooses to call it the Congress Bureau of Investigation.
Everybody
now, it is
wants
very
to trust
normal
the CBI,
because
but
of
the
fact
point
that
is
the
that they
CBI
can't.
has got a certain No, but let me put it across like this. There is an independent authority, a constitutional authority, under whose supervision the CBI is expected to function. Now, there have been allegations in the past that yes, the government can influence it. I don't think anybody is denying that. The government can. Now, whether it has in this case, I think it's in the realms of speculation. Why don't we wait for a couple of days, let the CBI affidavit be made, and then the truth will be absolutely, I think in my opinion, explicitly out.
Meenakshi.
I just want to clarify a few things to Sanjay, because Sanjay said that it's in the realm of speculation. So let me tell him that why speculation only in this case? Is this a normal procedure that every file needs to go to the Law Minister or needs to go to the PMO? And if that is not the prescription of the law, then why is it that in this specific case the file should go to these two and the matter should be vetted by them? Now, this is not what has happened by sources, this is what has happened in the court, and in the courtroom the status report, while the court going through and 3 judges bench going through the status report, specifically asked Mr. Ranjit Sinha to file an affidavit that this particular status report has not been vetted by the political executives. Now, and they have also sent the instructions that DOPT has to write whether the people who were involved from the PMO, whether they fall within the realm of political executives or executives otherwise. Now, this is what has happened so far as the facts of the matter are concerned. The other facts of the matter is that we've seen how Titler's matter has been dragging on. We've seen several cases in which CBI's proceedings have been protracted.
Okay, I'll just interrupt you there because we'll discuss that as well. But I want to break this up. Before I come to you, Sanjay, Prashant Bhushan also wants to come in. Go ahead, Mr. Bhushan.
No, Mr. Sanjay Jha, being the spokesperson of the Congress party, is now saying that, well, let the CBI director's affidavit be filed and then the truth will come out. Is the Congress party denying the fact that the CBI's status report was vetted in the office of the Law Minister and that the Law Minister participated in finalizing the status report of the CBI, which was to be filed in the Supreme Court? Is the Congress party denying that the report was also vetted in the office of the Prime Minister? Is the Congress party denying that the Attorney General was present at this meeting? Is the Congress party denying that the officer investigating or in charge of the Colgate investigation, Mr. Ravi Kant, the DIG, Mr. Ravi Kant, has been moved out of the CBI immediately or soon after the last hearing?
You raised 5 questions. Let's try and see if we can get any answers. Sanjay, go ahead.